Hello, my name is Gabriel. I speak some languages. Today, I'd like to talk about something that I believe will be quite helpful for a lot of language learners. And that is how to avoid mistakes when you're learning a new language. And the answer is quite simple. Listen to the advice of polyglots. Listen to the advice of people that have been successful at learning other languages. And that way you will avoid the mistakes that these people have made. Looking back, in my experience as a language learner, I have always improved quite a bit. And I figured out what was and wasn't effective, and I basically got a lot better with time. And that's the same story for pretty much every polyglot I've ever met. And of course, I'm just going to share some of the mistakes that I think that I've made in this video. And, you know, in my video blog, in my channel, I have a lot of other videos talking about, you know, different mistakes and different things. So I can't include, of course, like everything in this video. So I'll just mention a few things. First thing, when I started learning languages, and the first language that I seriously started learning was English, because my mother language is Portuguese. I'm from Brazil originally. And my first mistake was just to simply take a course and do nothing else. So it's just, you know, going to the course, doing my homework. I believe that if you are taking a course, you can complement it with so many different things. So it was a mistake for me to just essentially sit there and try to passively learn the language. I thought that, you know, my only way of learning was this, to just be taught the language. There's so many resources that you can use to complement your language learning. It is cool if you have one method or one course that you're primarily focusing on, but do try to complement it with different things. Another mistake, for instance, is that I would do a lot of listening without text. So just listen to the radio, but at the basic stages of language learning, that was just a frustrating experience because I would understand very little. But later on, I figured out, okay, if I have the text and the audio, then if I don't understand something with the audio, I can go to the text and figure things out. Another mistake was to focus a lot on grammar and very little on other things. Of course, grammar is important, but I've even come across polyglots that don't even really touch the grammar. They just essentially absorb it through exposure to the language. I personally do some grammar exercises every now and then for certain languages, but I feel that it is a mistake to focus almost exclusively on grammar. I believe it's a mistake because you should try different things, tackle the language from different angles. One other thing that I consider a mistake for myself was not to focus on conversation, on try to build conversational skills. And I think it's really important to try to build a conversational basis as soon as you can as you're trying to learn a new language. Another mistake, in my opinion, was not to focus on content that excited me and not worrying enough about motivation. Because sometimes we go through cycles that we won't feel as motivated learning the language, and we need to pay attention to that. We need to stay passionate. We need to stay hungry. We need to stay curious so that we can keep going. And I believe that we should focus on content that excites us as we are learning a new language. Keep in mind that some polyglots will disagree with me in certain points, but at least these are some examples of mistakes that I found that I've made, and that when I changed these things, I believe that I learned faster. So thank you for watching. I hope this is useful to you. Take my word for it that if you listen to polyglots and the advice that we want to give you, you will learn languages more effectively and you will avoid the mistakes that we've made. So there you go, my friends. Good luck learning a new language.